I never thought I would find myself staring into the eyes of the man I loved, knowing he had betrayed me. But there I was, standing in front of him, my hands trembling, my heart pounding so loudly I could barely hear his excuses. I had seen the messages. I had felt the distance growing between us. And now, there was no more denying it. He had cheated. It all started with the late nights, the hushed phone calls, the way he suddenly became too busy to spend time with me. I wanted to believe it was just work stress, that maybe I was imagining things, but the signs were there, whispering the truth I wasn't ready to face. Then, one night, my worst fears were confirmed. His phone, carelessly left on the couch, lit up with a message that sent ice through my veins. "Last night was amazing, can't stop thinking about you." I froze. My mind raced as a nauseating wave of realization crashed over me. My hands trembled as I picked up his phone. Scrolling through the conversation, flirty messages, promises of stolen moments. My world shattered with every word I read. I confronted him. "Who is she?" He looked at me, eyes wide with guilt, scrambling for an answer. "It's not what you think." I held up his phone. "Then explain this. Explain why she's telling you last night was amazing when you told me you were working late." His jaw tightened. "It was a mistake. Just once. It didn't mean anything." I let out a bitter laugh. "A mistake? You don't accidentally end up in someone else's bed. You don't accidentally whisper sweet things to another woman. You don't accidentally betray someone who loves you." He reached for me, but I stepped back, the sight of his outstretched hand making my skin crawl. "Don't touch me." My voice was low, almost a whisper, but it carried a force I hadn't known I possessed. "You had every chance to stop, every moment to remember me, to remember us. And you still chose her." Tears burned my eyes. But I refused to let them fall. I wouldn't break in front of him. He didn't deserve my pain. "Do you love her?" The question fell from my lips before I could stop it. He hesitated. That was all I needed to see. "Get out." His eyes widened in panic. "Wait, please, let's talk about this." "Talk about what? How you sneaked around behind my back? How you lied to my face while holding me at night?" My voice cracked, but I held firm. "There's nothing left to talk about. You made your choice. Now live with it." Days turned into weeks. He called. He begged. He swore it was a mistake, that he would do anything to fix us. But how do you fix something shattered beyond repair? Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his deception. I heard his lies. I felt the weight of the betrayal that had stolen my sense of security. I wasn't just mourning the relationship. I was mourning the person I thought he was, the future I had imagined with him. Then, one evening, he showed up at my door. "Please, just hear me out." I stared at him, my heart aching. He looked disheveled, as if the weight of his mistakes had finally caught up to him. For a moment, just a moment, the part of me that had loved him wanted to believe that maybe, just maybe, he was truly sorry. I remembered the lies, the betrayal, the empty apologies. You had a choice. You made it the moment you touched her, the moment you decided I wasn't enough. His face crumbled. I was weak. I shook my head. "You were selfish, and I won't spend my life with someone who betrays me." His eyes pleaded with me, but I had already made up my mind. For the first time in weeks, I felt powerful. I wasn't the woman who had been cheated on. I was the woman who refused to settle for less than I deserved, and as I closed the door, I knew it was the beginning of something new, something stronger. Because I wasn't just walking away from him, I was walking toward the life I deserved.